Okay, so I don't know whether to say good morning or good afternoon. It's 5 to 12, so we'll say good morning. Good
Good
morning,
morning,
Tom. How are
Ellie.
you
Good, thank you. Good. It's
today? Good.
good.
It's so great to have you here. So Tom has been on the 2 Hour Tutor program for a number of months now. He's just recently completed, um, and you're having a really great time of things now, I think, Tom, aren't you? Would you like to just tell us a little bit about where you were when we initially spoke? Was it 5 or 6 months ago? Where were you?
Yes.
What was it that you were looking to sort of fix? What was the issue you were having, and what was it that you wanted help with?
Wow. It's a long time ago, but it won't take everyone that long. It's just been a bit of a roller coaster for me. Where was I? I knew that I wanted more time with my family for various reasons. I knew I wanted to do tuition, and I found Ellie. And I also found lots of other people who were saying very similar things. You can replace your teaching salary, you can live like this, you can do this. And there was so much information. So I guess what I wanted was just a clear path from somebody that I trusted, um, to just set me on the straight and narrow and just not have all of these doubts and worries. I think I just committed quite fully to what Ellie was uh, telling me, and I think it's paid off pretty well. I mean, I'm now not working in September, and my program is running, so
Fantastic.
lots of stuff to work on, but I'm getting where I wanted to be, which is awesome.
Fantastic, Tom. No, it has been a journey, and everyone does say at the end of this program that it has been more than what they expected. It's sort of been quite transformational, and you get more from it than what you initially think. But also, that it's not always easy. It's not always easy. Change it's never easy, and I think it's important that we're transparent about that. Don't expect it all to be really easy, but you will have absolutely, you will have so much support. That's one of the things that you mentioned when we chatted earlier. Um,
I
so
just back that up hugely in terms of setting up your own business, investing your own money, putting yourself out there on social media, making a website. There are so many places that if you don't have a mentor, if you don't have the right person you trust, you'd fall off. And I know because other people have.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I'm really grateful for that support. It was, yeah, I would not be where I am right now if it wasn't for this program.
Fantastic. So let's go back to the beginning when we had our first chat and I sent you the course information and everything. Like with most people, investing a significant amount of money in a program, investing a significant amount of money in ourselves and in our, career development, or in this case, in developing a business and a new lifestyle, it can feel a little bit intimidating, a bit daunting. How did you feel initially about making that investment, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the most I've spent on a training course, I would say. Um, and I guess I was quite apprehensive. I think we talked, and I remember the train ride that I was going for a walk with a friend, and we were sending back forth messages, and I remember thinking, no, I'm going to go for this. And luckily, my brother kind of talked me into it as well, to be honest.
Okay.
So, um, to the point where he was like, "Look, I will pay for your program. If
Oh,
that's what it takes to do it." He didn't have to do that, but it was enough to push me over the edge. Because when you think about it, it really is a very small investment. If we're talking about a lifetime business that I'm setting up now, I'm making that back with 2 clients. I've already had 5, so I'm very happy with that.
oh,
Um,
that's great. Okay.
so, but yeah, I don't know. I was on the fence, but you either do or you don't you? I'm glad I did. I can't say to anyone, you can't. You have to do it yourself. Really, you have to decide, make that decision.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And so you jumped in despite the reservations that you may have had about the investment and everything else. You sort of decided that I was the person that you wanted to trust with this process, which is thank you for that. Um, you went for it. We have perhaps your brother to thank for your amazing maths tuition services that you now have as well. Not just brother, but I should credit him as well for making that decision. And how do you feel now about that investment? So, 5-6 months ago, you jumped in a little bit, it's always a bit of a blind sort of leap of faith, isn't it? As much as you we give as much information as we can, we have as many conversations as we can to help you make that decision. You went for it, and now looking back on the time you've spent on the program, what you have created, and also the income you've generated since the start, how does that investment feel now? Does it feel like much less significant? Does it feel like, actually it has had that return and it was absolutely worth it? How are you feeling about that now?
Great. Yeah, obviously it's a bit of a change. Because obviously everyone that's joining your program is a great teacher, but then none of us is good salespeople, good marketers, good web designers, good tech stack experts, I don't know, content creators, even just course designers. I think like there's so many skills that I've learned over the last 6 months, which has been really fun. Really, really fun. And so much I've learned, which has been great. So yeah, well worth it. And yeah, I mean, when you put it like that, it's a bit insane, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I know it's difficult to see that as teachers. So many of us really struggle with that sort of I'm not saying this is specifically you, Tom, but self-worth and thinking, spending that amount of money on myself, or, and it's difficult to see as well how that putting that money in could actually result in more money at the end of the process. It's like you think that you're spending money, or even some people might suggest you're wasting money. But actually that investment, the idea is at the end you have more money, not less. Yes, you've got to find that investment, but the idea is that with an investment is that it doubles, it triples, it quadruples, it grows.
You could just chuck it in the funds index and let it grow at 5%, whatever. But compared to growing your own business, it's just not even just financially, like the time that it's also giving me with my family and my friends, and that is not to be underestimated either.
Yeah, definitely. And like we do go quite deep into money and mindset, and having to sort of change a lot of our beliefs and things we've absorbed about money, and how on earth is it possible to replace a salary, all of that. Of course we come with these beliefs because we've been in an institution, we're surrounded by people who are employed and don't know much about self-employment perhaps. But also one of the things that we need to really get our head around is that money is replaceable. We can learn how to generate money and scale our business, and we can spend money, lose money, make more money, whatever. It's a renewable resource. As much as we sort of maybe can be brought up to think that it's not, money doesn't grow on trees, actually it is totally renewable. You just need to learn how to make it.
If I put it into perspective now, I could, because we're all teachers, right? A lot of us are teachers. I could make the course fee and cover teaching in 3 weeks. And like teaching will always be there. People will always need teachers. So I guess I thought, what's there to lose?
Absolutely. And just coming back to your point about the time. So I talk a lot about money when we talk a lot about time. Time is not renewable. Time, all we know about how much time we have on this planet is that each day we wake up, we've probably got a bit less than we had yesterday. And as hard as that is sometimes to acknowledge it, that is the truth of things, isn't it? So really, we want to be spending our time so wisely. And you've made that choice to learn how to make more money, still in alignment with your values in a way that feels good to you, still helping people, doing what you love, and create spaciousness in your life, create time, you can't create time, but be the master of that time. So how's that been for you? Just being able to manage your own diary, you know, say yes to coffees, or meeting up with friends for drinks, or seeing your family, going on trips to Morocco, whatever that may be. Tom, how's that? how does that feel now compared to, you know, having that expectation that you step into a building at 8:30 and you can't leave till after 4 p.m, you know, for 39 weeks of the year?
Wow, you put it like that, hey? Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, at the start of my program, several of my family members were sick, and I was able to spend a lot of time with them because of this program, or because I gave myself that time. And even now, I have that time to spend with them. So that's fantastic. Because I would regret that, I think. But then on the other side of the coin, I've been able to, you know, take up new skills. So, you know, there's certain classes I do at 9:30 in the morning, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Really, that's just not something that you could do as a teacher, really. And I control my days, which has been a bit of a learning curve, to be honest, in terms of how to timetable my time and, you know, use it effectively and stuff like that. And not get taken down rabbit holes that won't give me very much back. But it's all part of the learning curve, and you know, you won't get there at the end of 3 months, but you will be very much on the way to getting where you want to be. So I think that's probably a great place to end, Ellie.
Yes, you need to get going. I'm going to let you go, but just to say, Tom, yes, you've been an absolute dream to work with. I've loved having you on this program, and I know we'll stay in touch. Like, you know, we'll remain friends, I hope, going forward. And just, would you mind just sharing the name of your website so people can check out what you're doing and see where you're at?
Yes, absolutely, Ellie, and all the same back to you. Thank you so much. Tom Hawkins Education, and yeah, you'll find me on Facebook or just tomhawkinseducation.com.
Fantastic. And we'll be posting a little bit more about Tom's business in due course in a separate little feature that we'll do. So thank you so much, Tom. Go meet your friend. Enjoy that day 5 of meeting friends at 12:30. Yeah. I'm sure there are lots of people watching you thinking, I want to be Tom. So if you are, just get in touch.
No, it's not all it's cracked up to be, but yeah, it's not bad.
Okay, cool. All right, have a lovely day, Tom. See you soon. All right. Bye.
Bye.